Hello, hello. I should really get an intro for this, but nah.
Fuck that.
But we've managed 4 years without it. Why start now?
Right.
Get all official and stuff.
Yeah, it's like we get too official. It's all the fun's gone.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, we're not alone again. We've got Steve back with us.
I know, we got a guest. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But here we are. Yep, another month. More guff to talk about. Actually, it's been really flipping hard for horror news. There's nothing going on.
Yeah, man. That starting to get this, or starting to see the effects of the strike, man, and it's gonna be a slow year, I have a feeling.
I sent you that list, didn't I, Colin, of movies that
busy nothing coming out 2024.
Yeah, rubbish.
That's some shit.
But this is where independent filmmakers should be cashing in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
Well, it's a tricky line to walk because, like, to sell a movie, you got to have a good cast. To have a good cast, you got to get, a certain pedigree of actor, and a lot of people are in SAG, and a lot of people couldn't do shit because, I mean, of course, they were giving out the vouchers and shit, so basically making the strike pointless. But like, I got a buddy that didn't fly out to New Jersey last year to be in a movie where nobody was there because, like, trying to get around the red tape was fucking ridiculous. But yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna be a very slow year.
Mm-hmm. Oh well, gotta love people having hezzy fits. And
at least we got Tremors 56 coming out.
Oh, you can always count on one of those, so that's that's safe.
Funny enough, we're doing the TV series starting on Tuesday.
Never watched the TV series.
We're starting that on Tuesday, so
nice.
Because we were kind of like wanting to slit our own wrists after Tremor 7. Just wanted to die. Like, why did you do that?
That's understandable. I think I stopped at 5.
That was a good place.
I was gonna say I don't remember it being bad. It's been a great.
It was a total shift because they kicked out Stampede Entertainment. Mm-hmm. Universal went, we want to ruin everything. So you're starting to see the tonal shift, and then the other two movies were just like, "What are you doing?"
Gotcha.
But sure, it's all fun. How is life treating you, folks?
Yeah, not bad.
I'm here.
Don't forget my new book's out on
Tuesday. Wednesday, yes.
Wednesday.
But you can't order the paperback yet. Pre-order the paperback because
I'm sure it was Amazon because I'm using my own ISBNs. Because if you use the Amazon stuff, they give you the world.
Oh yeah.
If you use your own ISBNs and publicity and they treat you like absolute trash, really. But so that's probably why you can order it, because there was nothing when I put my own ISBN in. There was nothing on it to say you could change the date of when it was being published, but that was it.
Mm-hmm.
You could do it on the ebook.
You can pre-order the ebook.
Ebook is going through Amazon, so there you go.
Yeah, I thought it was the whole point of their ISBN that you got access to Kindle Unlimited, and then if you didn't use theirs, you couldn't.
Yeah, I had no idea. I mean, they're terrible.
I don't know. I've toyed with the idea of all that, but
if I had the cash, I wouldn't use them at all. But
let's see. It's probably how they get most people.
Yeah. I mean, they increase the printing charges. They take like 40% of your royalties. So they're pretty bad.
But then again, you're not having to buy a load of product and have it in a warehouse. So it's one of those things. Do you buy a load of stuff and have it sitting?
But even down as far as if you order it from Amazon, and pay their full price, you get it next day. If you order author copies, you've got to wait 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know. It's like,
yeah.
No, they really do treat you like one of their workers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They do treat you like a staff member, like you're, you scum! How dare you try and make us money?
Yeah.
Right.
By doing all the hard work, and then we just have the facilities up and running.
So look out for The Mist on the Mountain. It's based where I now live, in a place called the Garrow Valley in South Wales, UK. And it's it's pretty gruesome, very graphic.
Hell yeah.
And it's got a huge twist at the end. So
excellent. Yeah. And if you had signed up to our newsletter, you would have got a sneak peek.
Yep.
So there's Pluggy McPlug. Cameron, plug something. You never plug anything.
Fuck, man. I
fucking plug something now.
It's like we got the game going on with the Evil Live in March.
In Nomine.
Yeah, in Nomine. There we go. Sorry, I'm still fucking waking up. Somebody had me up until 2:30 watching something that we'll get into it. Then I got a discussion on Rise of Skywalker coming. I know you're all excited for that. I don't actually remember when the fuck I got that, but that's coming next month. Other than that, I don't got shit.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Right. So talking of
shit. Just kidding. This first one I'm excited for. Oh, we're talking that one. Okay, yeah. Speaking of shit,
one, yes. There's appeared in a couple of articles, and I never got around to do it, but they're making a big thing. So now we've got a title because it was Arachnid film using practical effects has been like about 4 news articles, but now we've got a title. It's going to be called Sting, which I don't believe spiders have stingers.
Well,
I could be wrong, but I don't believe
they get stabbed by a blade called Sting. So I mean,
all spiders bite you. Did you know that? Even the little tiddly ones, they all bite you. The thing is, you don't actually feel it when they're little thingamajigs that they got at the front.
Mm-hmm.
They try to pierce your skin, but you don't actually feel it because obviously the little ones are not strong enough. But yes, all spiders bite you, and I think it's something like the average, the human averages swallowing 16 spiders in a lifetime each during their sleep.
So funny thing about that, there was not one of my clients, but there was a client in the shop yesterday that was talking about that, and their partner fucking sleeps with pantyhose over their head so that they don't potentially swallow a spider.
Yeah.
It's like, man, half the fucking world eats those fucking things intentionally. Like, just, it's fine. Yeah. Nobody's ever died from swallowing a goddamn spider.
It's in the Amazon. There's a tribe, and that's their thing, tarantula hunting.
Yeah.
And they do them up like banana leaves and roast the leaves off them.
Yeah, man, supposedly they're a lot like crab. And it's like, I'm fucking down. I'd eat one in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, all spiders bite you. So if you pick one up off the floor, he's biting you. Sorry, carry on.
Well, this is about an alien spider, apparently.
Hell yeah. Down with that.
Discount arachnophobia. A New York apartment building gets a spicy, nasty bug problem in this forthcoming film. This is from Rue Morgue, by the way, folks. I've never actually went to their magazine. They'll keep advertising it. But here's a good thing. It's Kaya Roach Turner. I don't know if any of you have seen Wormwood, Road of the Dead.
No.
It's an Australian zombie movie, and it's brilliant.
Okay, yeah, I don't think I've seen that.
Right, so basically the premise of that is that they discovered that zombies leak a gas, and they can use zombies for fuel.
That's fucking cool.
So you have like Mad Max type stuff, but the people have got chained their zombies around their vehicles and like hose pipes to use them for fuel, and then you've got mad Nazi scientists and other stuff.
How the fuck have I not seen this? I've never even heard of this. Oh my god, this sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's just mental. It's Australia just takes the zombie genre, goes, yeah, we're gonna have fun with that.
I do,
man. The Aussies, man, they know how to do horror, and they know how to release horror properly. Like, probably still one of my favorite special edition releases was Australian specific Greasy Strangler. It was like 2-disc, fucking great.
The thing is with Australia, if the zombies did go over there and start running at them shouting brains, they'd just pass them by, wouldn't they? Bugger you, Australians. There's some Brits over there.
The zombies will get eaten by something. Like Australia is a place where you like see decapitated crocodiles, because something else is eating it.
Yeah.
Yeah, not messing about there. But yeah, I think there's 2 films in the series. I can't remember what the other one's called. Rule of the Dead and something. It's the same series, but a lot of fun. But one cold, stormy night in New York City, a mysterious object falls from the sky, because that always bodes well. Yep, objects falling from the sky, so that's what you do. You collect them. You don't go, yeah, stay away from that. Smashes through the window of a rundown apartment building. It's an egg. And from the egg emerges a strange little spider. This is actually one of the best synopsis for a movie. No one usually they're hurting.
Yeah, it's not a bunch of big words.
It's actually been sort of done before, hasn't it? The actual falling from the sky, out comes an alien.
About 100 times.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a tried and tested formula. The creature is discovered by Charlotte Brown, a rebellious 12-year-old girl, of course, obsessed with comic books. Despite her stepfather Ethan's best efforts to connect with her through her comic book co-creation fangirl, Charlotte feels isolated. Her mother and Ethan are distracted by their new baby and are struggling to cope, leaving Charlotte to bond with the spider. Keeping it as a secret pet, she names it Sting. Yep, that's she's not messing away there. As Charlotte's fascination with Sting increases, so does his size. Growing at a monstrous rate, Sting's appetite for blood becomes insatiable. Neighbors' pets start to go missing, and then the neighbors themselves. Soon, Charlotte's family and the eccentric characters of the building realize they're all trapped, haunted by a ravenous, supersized arachnid with a taste for human flesh. And Charlotte is the only one who knows how to stop it.
Of course.
I don't know. That sounds like it could be an unintentional comedy.
It could be good if they play it a certain way. Like, they lean into it being goofy. That'll be good.
Yeah, if they went Eight-Legged Freaks.
I actually liked Eight-Legged Freaks. I thought it was quite common.
Arachnophobia, they built up, but it really... Yeah.
Oh, man, they should have gone towards the comedy angle with Arachnophobia.
Yeah, that was a problem. That
like
it taken serious.
Yeah, it's just like Big Ass Spider. Like, you got to lean into the fact that it's a goofy fucking movie, and people will appreciate it. Like Big Ass Spider, it's a great fucking movie. I initially didn't want to watch it because I'm like, that's a stupid name, and it's like, well, it's a stupid name. It's probably a stupid movie. I should probably watch it.
I hope so. If they go the comedy route, and they're saying eccentric members of apartment building, so if it's all like characters, fun characters, then yeah, we're on for it. If it's just paint by numbers, wooden planks going about the place, then it's going to be like, nah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Kristen Oliver on. Charlotte knows how to stop him, and John Goodman, of course. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, that it was all right in the first watch. Arachnophobia, but it dated very quickly.
It did. It's very similar to Anaconda, where it just doesn't.
Anaconda.
Like, I remember seeing that shit in theaters as a kid and be like, all right, that was fun. And then I got it years and years and years later, probably in like my horror pack or some shit. Watched, I'm like, ooh, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that's terrible. just.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the way they do that with snakes.
John Voight's accent, isn't it? You can't tell what it is. Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, the acting of that was shocking, but I just hate the way they do CGI snakes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And they're 1 minute there's super like almost like in springs and coils and stuff, and the noises, like snake noises, is like that doesn't happen.
Yeah, no, the only noises you're hearing is them farting, and that shit's hilarious.
And then they're faster than Superman when they zoom around the bodies.
Yeah.
It's like Superman in the original when he's going around the world to backtrack all the things. You know, the snake goes, woo! Yeah. But there is a bit at the end, and I don't know if you can notice it, but I think that somehow they've used the same scene, the same shot, but they've reversed it somehow because the water goes upwards on the waterfall. You have a look. There's a scene where the boat's going that way and the water's coming down, and then it shoots to somewhere else, and then it comes back and the boat's going that way and the water's going up. I don't know how they do it, but
that's fucking funny. I never noticed that. I don't know if I want to actually go through and watch it again, but if I do, I'm gonna keep that in mind.
The ending scene, that's bad.
It's near the end when they're at the not too near the end, sort of. If the film's like 1 hour 30 long, I don't know. It's about 1 hour 20, so that sort of thing. But 10 minutes from the end. But yeah, I just went, what? Water's going upwards.
Because you need that. Was that a 2000s?
No.
90 something, wasn't it?
Let's see. I want to say
I keep
it was
thinking everything's the 90s, but it's not.
Isn't it late 90s? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was. It had to be because I watched it. Yeah, it was 97. That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was the summer that I spent in Colorado that I saw that. So yeah, that makes sense. I was thinking like 96, 97.
I seem to have blanked out. I think 2000 onwards seems to have been erased from my memory for some reason.
Yeah, I know it was one. Yeah, it would have had to been like that because, like I said to you back along, we used to have crap film night on a Tuesday night once a month when I lived in Cardiff, and that was Anaconda was one of those that was nice. On the crap film night.
Man, I miss having nights like that myself.
Every time I do a review lately, it seems to be crap film night.
That's your fucking fault, dude.
Yeah.
What gets me is there's people gush over movies. Oh, this is the best thing ever. And then someone's like, Colin, you should review this. Okay.
There was one like that the other night. I thought it was brilliant called I Am Zozo. Have you seen that one?
No.
And I thought it was brilliant. And Cole was sat there going, oh, no. Yeah. It's about these kids who do a Ouija board. And this demon called Zozo contacts them, and I thought it was quite good. He'll shout down the stairs at me. No,
shut up! You're wrong.
I like looking at that up right now. It's like 25% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got a 1 star elsewhere. It's like, all right, yeah,
that's why I liked it.
Does it fall into the so bad they're good category? Like my favorite shit film ever is Killer Sofa.
Is that sorry?
Killer Sofa.
I still need to see that.
Killer Sofa.
I mean, it is so bad. You're just busted sofa laughing. Like you're just
like I can't remember if that one was one like Lawmageddon that I tried to watch, but the sound was so awful that I just couldn't get into it.
No, Killer Sofa was all right. That's everything else. The sound's all right, but it's everything else.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, the sound, man, that's the biggest killer for me. Like, I can watch a shit movie as long as the sound's decent. If it sucks, like Lawmageddon on paper is the kind of movie that was made for me. But man, they really needed like some ADR or something because it just was unwatchable for me.
That's the thing I've noticed about indie directors. They don't have an ADR setup.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. Like, you don't got money, so you use it on the screen. day of versus in the edit. So I get it. It just sucks.
I think in the end, though, it's down to everybody's taste, isn't it? Because, you know, I know when Sharknado, do you remember Sharknado?
Oh yeah. Man, I finally watched that.
When that first came out.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I know. When it first came out, everyone was going, no, don't watch it. No, don't watch it. And I watched it and I really enjoyed it. And then number 2 come out. I thought, yeah, brilliant, you know, and I thought it was an absolutely brilliant film. But others,
they're just not taking themselves seriously when you know what the purpose is. And that's what winds me up. Is a movie that is bad but takes itself seriously. That's what I'm out. You know, that's where I really panic. Like, there's one going about at the moment, and I got a screener for it, and oh my god, the director hates my guts now, apparently.
Nice.
Because I laughed at it as a art piece.
Well, spill the beans. Who is it?
Well, did the review, Darius? Reviewed a movie called Darius.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna end up watching that tonight. I haven't had a chance to at all this last week.
I was just in stitches. Like, even trying to do the review, I was like giggling, going, "This is."
Dude, I feel you, man. Last one I watched, it was rough. It was basically an hour and 20 of me looking like this. My face was so sore after I watched it because I hadn't emoted that much since my fucking mother died. It was awful. Like, man,
I was like that with Hereditary, though, even on the credits.
Really, man, that was one of the only times I've ever been shushed in a theater because I laughed so fucking hard.
Oh, that's right. That's what we did. Yeah.
I was like, no, they're not going to do it. Ah!
When the kid's head got knocked off.
Yeah, I love that.
I was just like,
we knew it was going to be a comedy then. And then the body flying up at the end, deadless.
There's people who proper like go at you over that movie.
Yeah.
It's like, what's wrong with you? Calm down. That's this weird thing, you know. People will jump on a bandwagon like, we're gonna love this movie. We're gonna love this movie. We're gonna love this movie. Okay, you're a bad person. You're a bad person. It's like, you know, the minions out of Toy Story. Those things, yeah.
They're like minions, but not as entertaining.
Yeah. Anyway, talking of potentially entertaining,
dude, I'm on board, man.
We're getting some Lovecraft.
I feel like even bad Lovecraft is still better than half the shit that comes out. Like, have you guys seen Suitable Flesh yet? Probably not, because I don't think it's on your side.
No, we don't get to see anything anymore.
Yeah, that's right. When it comes out over there, you got to check it out. It's
2027.
Yeah, it'll be worth it. I mean, it's in the Stuart Gordon universe, and that's good shit.
So we're getting the old one trailer. Low budget Lovecraft movie goes heavy on the practical effects. What's not to like?
Yeah, I mean, you have me right there.
Yep. Nothing. Terrible CGI, especially in horror movies. Like, what are you doing? We'll do it. But another Lovecraft-inspired horror movie is on the way. With our friends over at Rue Morgue debating the trailer for director Chad Fern's upcoming The Old Ones this week. Breaking Glass Pictures, who we know very well. That's Calvin's production company, 7th Street. So this will be made in like a week, knowing the way they push their directors. You can watch the official trailer for The Old Ones below, which we'll not do in case somebody strikes us, because people are getting dicks at the moment. Which previews an impressive array of old school practical effects, which should make this low budget effort a fun watch. In the film, a 1930s sea captain, Russell Marsh, saw the light, and for 93 years his body was not his own, and having a bad great old one, he committed unspeakable acts in the name of the esoteric Order of the Dragon. Now free, he's in search of a way to go back in time to reverse the horrors wrought upon the world. But the cult has other plans and will stop at nothing to destroy him. and there's people in it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a cool poster. That reminds me of Glorious. If you've seen that,
it reminds you of what?
Glorious.
Yeah, it does. It's like the Mandy colors mixed with Glorious,
and a wee bit of color out of space as well.
Yeah, man. That's the only thing that's concerning, because it's like with Lovecraft, I feel most adaptations, when it comes to specifically like the elder gods and stuff, they don't quite get the magnitude right, where everything's big and just like, big enough to drive you insane. And I feel like really the only one I've seen that's kind of got that right has been Color Out of Space. So I'm interested to see how they do it, especially with practical and especially with no budget. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, you just need you don't need to see it.
Well,
that's the whole point.
That is one of the biggest.
You don't need to see the Eldritch Being. What they'll make the mistake of is to try to show you it, and you can't. The whole idea is, like you said, the thing is so unfathomable, and the fact that you're just a snack, even just getting a glimpse into the world it's coming from, is enough to drive you like completely off your head.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the whole idea, and that's why we're playing Call of Cthulhu on a Wednesday. Like, that's always the thing. There's some crazy cult thing. I'll summon it right this time. It's like, no, you won't, because all you do is open the door and it goes, ooh. It's like opening the sweetie jar and it goes, ooh, food. Yuff. No, that's all it thinks.
Mm-hmm.
Snack time. So it's more getting the atmosphere and actually go into the cults, what they're trying to do. Just there's loads of material out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you get the story, I've always said this, I can forgive effects not being Hollywood. In fact,
they're more fun.
Hollywood style practical or effects now are shit.
Yeah. As I've said to you many times,
they're all cartoons.
I hate CGI unless it's minimal, But that's why I opted to do all the 60s and early 70s films with you, because I love that sort of stuff. But CGI it's just like watching a cartoon, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, I mean that's really it. Which there's nothing bad with cartoons. It's just if I'm watching a cartoon, I'm watching a cartoon intentionally.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
It should just be a light brush over the top.
Mm-hmm. That's it. It's like one of the greatest movies ever made. It's like a great example of what the marriage between practical and digital should be, and that's Jurassic Park. Like, that movie,
that was very good for CGI.
It still holds up to this day. Like, it is still beautiful, and you can barely tell which is which, and that's how it should be.
You'd actually think they were real dinosaurs,
wouldn't
you? Because it was very well done, and I didn't mind that at all. I thought, yeah, it's good.
It's annoying that was the peak of special effects, and it's just been a downhill struggle since.
Right.
And you just wonder how can you get that level? It brings up the screen, and then it just gets gradually worse and worse, and now it's just farcical.
It's right. Like the actors in films these days, they're not actually in it for long. Is like CGI and make a CGI of the actor doing all the jumps and everything like that. I remember the film Hulk, and how he was jumping from one mountain over a super valley to the other, and you could tell it was a CGI character.
Oh, the first one with the weird split screen stuff. Which
Ed Norton, was it in it?
Oh no, God, there was one before. Oh, right.
No, Norton was first.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. It was the other guy.
It was just called Hulk.
Yeah, it was the first one.
It was in it.
He looks like a psycho. He's
Eric Bana.
Eric Bana, that's the one. Yeah. Ed Norton was in it.
That's right. I had completely tuned that one out. Yeah, goddamn! I completely forgot about that movie. I'm looking at the trailers right now. It's like, ooh.
I think that's what turned me off as well. A lot of the CGI was that, and I was when you've grown up with Lou Ferrigno, if that's how you pronounce it, you know, the old 70s Hulk,
who
looked like a very smaller version of Arnold Schwarzenegger. But you know, in the 70s, you didn't really care. He was cool, you know, and even you know, he'd stand there and all the paint was running off him, the green paint. But again, you know, it's like we said about 60s and 70s films, you know, where you just didn't care. But when you,
I mean, that was part of the charm, was seeing the rougher edges.
When you've grown up with that, it's you know, to see this Hulk jumping 25 miles that way was a bit.
But
ridiculous.
he did that in the comics. That was the thing, because the only reason I got to know about Marvel comics was because I collected Transformers back in the day, and because it was produced by Marvel, the second part panel was a Marvel story. Because I never actually collected Marvel comics, but no interest. But then I got to say, you know, that like the Hulk, and that was it. What he did, he just bounded.
Yeah.
Yes, and that was most time he avoided. It was never an interaction between the Hulk and people, because at the end of the day, if you're a human going against them, that was it. You're beat.
Yeah.
It was always some entity or supernatural being or something. And it was always this thing you wanted to be left alone.
Yeah, I mean, can't blame him there, man.
But yeah, that's fine for comics. But when it goes onto the screen, it's they're doing animated.
There's some things you should just draw the line under, really, and leave it in the comics.
Right. Oh God. Yeah, it's depressing now just talking about movies, because they're just so bad and they don't care. And they hate you. They actively hate you.
I don't know, Cameron, if I've mentioned this to you before about a film called Disney's The Black Hole. And yeah.
Well, it's their sci-fi horror one.
It's not a horror. Well, yeah, sci-fi horror. But it's that bad. It was on one of our crap film notes, because in it, Maximilian Schnell is the Mad Doctor, and it's that bad that he goes.
Oh my God! No, I haven't seen this.
Anthony Perkins says to him, "You're going into the black hole, Doctor," and he goes in. Through looks, realize he's pointing in the wrong direction, and beyond.
Oh my God! And supposedly it's on the app, so I am fucking adding this shit to the queue. I love that era of Disney where it was like Disney was on the way out, so they just made weird decisions. Like
they actually done it. They saw that Star Wars was a big success. And the write-up said it was their answer to Star Wars.
Oh my God! Yeah, I definitely have to watch this. All right, I just added it to my queue.
But was it better when they actually did Star Wars?
Well,
was their answer to Star Wars better than the actual?
The sad thing about it is, I went to see this at the cinema, but I entered a competition to win goodies, and I actually won. And all these, I had a cassette tape with a soundtrack on and a book.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, the pictures were pretty good. You know, of the of all the scenes and everything, and but the music was awful. It was like,
I wonder if I have seen this, because I'm looking at it right now, and like the little promo video, the robot in it, it's like I fucking remember that robot.
You see all the wires on the robots and things like that.
They look like the Terrahawks robots.
Yeah.
They should do a horror version of that. The Terrahawks. That was like just. Yeah. That was Anderson, wasn't it? Jerry Anderson.
Yeah, Jerry Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems cool. I like Jerry Anderson.
Did you know horror is turning Mickey and Winnie the Pooh into horror movies?
Yeah, they've done it.
Well, shit, man, we've already done a review on the first Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, Blood and Honey.
Hell yeah. Which that's supposed to come out this year as the new one. So
I'd love to see Marvel versions with the Hulk and Spider-Man terrorizing. Yeah, it's been their last back catalogue of movies. They've been terrorizing the audience with their shit. Yeah, Steamboat Willie. I'm pretty sure I did a news article about it.
Mm-hmm.
But they're turning Steamboat Willie because it's not actually Mickey Mouse, it's Steamboat Willie.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah,
went into
that's
the public
what's
domain.
going into.
It was based on, wasn't it?
From.
Yeah.
And there's about 5 movies. I laughed. I actually chuckled doing that article because there's about 5 or 6 of these movies coming up. Because Bambi is in the public domain.
How do they get the rights to do it though?
It's public domain.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, man. It hit
75 years
era. So.
Right.
That's why it's basically to stop people that's why you can cover the classics, like Bram Stoker's that you can go and cover the classics. Talk about some of the original Universal ones. If you want to hit a certain point, the character, then the brand of it. It's all about branding and stuff. You know what I mean? It's and that's why everyone can put Dracula on their lunchbox or Frankenstein. You know, everyone can make a Frankenstein mask, mask. You know what I mean? It's once you can create it, but once it's reaches a certain time.
Oh right, okay.
Which is cool, but we're going to go back in time and
hell yeah,
we're going to step into the vault. We're going to step into the vault twice, and I don't know whether the second time we just close the door, put a couple of padlocks on. But
I don't know if that was a good decision. But the first time.
Absolutely. Well, let's get happy first.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
It was actually bloody hard to find this movie.
Yeah, I agree. I ended up having to sign up for like some.
It's on YouTube.
Weird channel I've never heard before.
I rented it off YouTube. The restored version.
Yeah, I thought I owned it, so I was confused as shit when I couldn't find it.
Which one are we talking about now?
We're talking about 1973, The Wicker Man.
Oh, that's on Prime.
No, the shitty remakes on Prime.
No, the other one's on Prime.
I looked it up.
Yeah.
It said it wasn't available in my country, even though we're in the same country.
I checked.
Is it available in Wales and not England? Is this how bad the distribution's getting?
Yeah,
you fucking cross the border into Wales, and that's it.
I've got it on Blu-ray anyway, so I'm sure I saw it on Prime.
No, I legit went to go watch it in Prime, and the only thing that came up was the one we'll not talk about because
we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but yeah, I had to go on YouTube because I'm rented off there and it was the restored version, which actually was pretty decent. They didn't do the 4K thing where they just paint everything and make it look horrible. They actually did just tidy up and more with the sound than anything else, which is a bit ropey at the start, but then it just levels out and really good.
Currently unavailable, so you were right. Yeah, it comes up on the list.
Oh yeah, it'll come up on the list. It'll teach you, and then you'll add it to your watch list, and then you go to see it, and it's like, nah, you can't watch this.
I hate that they do
Blu-ray
that shit.
anyway.
I think that's another one I'll have to hunt out.
Yeah, same, definitely. Because again, I thought I owned this, so I was confused as shit when I couldn't find it. Because I mean, this is something I'll usually watch, once a year or so.
Oh yeah, it's an absolute classic. I didn't realize. I suppose I have to know stuff, but it was based off The Ritual by David Penner book, and at the moment it's $25.38 for the paperback and $196.30 for the hardcover.
So I when I saw that note, I decided to look it up because I'm like, I'm sure that means it's like $2 here. No, it's more here. And it's fucking insane to me because it's the first part of a series. It's like the other books are easily accessible, but the first one, I found like hardcovers for almost $600. It's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those films, isn't it? it never done very well when it came out. And gradually it sort of picked up afterwards. But, yeah.
I mean, that seems to be how it goes with horror movies. I mean, it's always, it's never box office, it's never opening weekend that makes a difference. I mean, in rare cases, like, of course, like The Exorcist or shit like that. But in most cases, like, this is something that, I mean, it's a fucking 41-year-old movie. No, more than that. Whatever. Math is dumb. But yeah, this is an old fucking movie, and it's something that we're going to be talking about forever.
Yeah. So. I first saw it, actually, when I was a boy. And I was watching TV one evening, and this was actually on one of the channels. I think it might have been ITV. And as a lad, it scared the living daylights out of me. With these, sacrifices in cults that were around. Yeah, it's one of those that stuck in my mind. That it's stuck in my mind ever since. And when it came out on DVD, as it was back then, or no, I had it on VHS to start, and DVD, and then of course you get the director's cut, and I bought that on Blu-ray, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But
yeah, and it's one of them that's just immerse itself in popular culture.
Yeah,
and it's funny, especially UK, British Isles. Like, witchcraft was deemed illegal until 1952, and still culturally, the whole idea of, like, we'll still have that mindset of the Romans, colonizing and beating the old tribes down. It's really, really strange culture here. It's funny how things like that linger, like in the zeitgeist.
Yeah,
and it's that whole thing about the true Christian God versus those old pesky pagan gods, and who's right or wrong, blah blah blah.
Yeah, man, it's so funny. For being 50 years old, it's still like that's relevant. Like, yeah, I've met people that still act like that. And it's like, holy shit! Like, calm the fuck down, dude.
Like, come on, though. What a class protagonist on Edward Woodward.
Oh yeah. I just feel like we'll have to say every time we mention Edward Woodward is apologies for the Equalizer.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's the only thing I feel like I ever have to apologize to America for. Apologize to America for is the Equalizer.
I quite like the Equalizer.
That was a weird series.
Yeah, and there's the thing though between I think it might have been series 1 and series 2. Edward Woodward was taken ill and had heart problems, and that's why they introduced the character to help him in the second series. He had a sort of helper, didn't he, in the second series? And it's because he couldn't overexert himself. Yeah.
He was supposed to be. I think you've seen the Equalizer, the original series.
Yeah, he was the Equalizer. Yeah.
No, I mean, Cameron, have you ever watched that?
No, I'm looking it up right now. I
only knew basically about what you have somebody going about in like a tweed suit, like Steve from the Avengers, who's supposed to be a crack 3-letter agency assassin.
Yeah,
and he's pushing 50 or 60.
60, something.
Like he was getting on a bit, even, and this is in the 80s. He was getting on a bit, completely unbelievable. And
I think he was trying to revive his old Colin days. Do you remember him in Colin?
God, that was
yeah.
He
was
never a physically imposing actor, but he was always, he was always like roles. I guess he just morphed into roles. He was, but yeah, picture the A-Team and how unbelievable they are. But you've got like an aristocratic English.
But I enjoyed it. I used to love.
I feel like I actually need to look this shit up.
It was strange, and it was only something that that time period could produce. Because of course, when you get the films, the remakes with Denzel Washington, it's all serious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the only thing I was like, wait, I don't remember him being in those, because I was thinking the film series, but yeah, that makes sense.
What does the term Wicker Man refer? Really? Look up the Burning Man ceremony. That's a pagan ritual. In fact, you do get it. Have you not seen this movie?
Yeah, what the fuck, Chris?
Yeah.
Go sort your life out immediately. What the hell?
Yeah, no,
it was actually practiced more in England than it was in Scotland, though. The old burning of the.
Well, the book was set in Cornwall.
Yeah. that would have made sense because they're all related down there, aren't they?
Well, Cornwall is Celtic for cousin's wedding.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't go to if they got marriage problems there. The Marriage Guidance Council sessions called related, not relate.
But it works though, because like even today, the Hebrides and the Outer Islands, I've been out Macrahanish direction and all, are isolated little pockets. And actually, there's parts you can only get to by ferry or seaplane. You know, it's impressive that the local police sergeant just happens to be a pilot. Just casually,
right.
Happens to be a pilot and of a seaplane too, which is.
Well, they probably do in where there's no access to things like that. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it because
like Australia, isn't it? Everyone.
But would the police be allowed onto an island where it's private? I don't know.
Well, there's no private islands. You know, man, it's under.
Yeah.
It's under the British Isles.
You haven't seen this movie, Chris? Oh man, you need
to. What?
Man.
No.
Stop there.
Stop right there. Stop. That movie does not exist.
Dude. So yeah, don't.
Things that you fucking do.
Yeah, don't watch the Nicolas Cage one.
Yeah,
at least don't watch that one first.
Just don't do it. Just don't. Do you know how bad it was? I tried to snip it like when we originally did the review. And how many years was that I'd put off watching it? And was like, fuck it, Joe. Like the stream was that bad. Even the internet, man, you're not talking about this movie. If you talk about it, you'll will it into existence again.
Well, it's funny. So when I told my wife this is what we were going to watch, and she's like, "Oh, the Nicolas Cage one. I haven't watched that before." I was like, "Yeah, actually, you have." She's like, "Really?" It's like, "Yeah, it's just that bad that you blocked it out. Your body's."
I knew it was going to be bad when they moved an English or a Scottish story to America and I made it Americanized, and I thought, no, it can't be. And I watched it and thought it was one of those that I started watching it, went, made a coffee, made dinner, come back, and I knew, but it still Nicolas Cage was absolutely appalling in it, along with the rest of the cast. But yeah,
it's pretty bad.
It was bad. But yeah, Edward Woodward and Christopher Lee, like what a casting for this.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, who could
especially getting Christopher Lee in drag, like just so good.
Yeah.
Like seriously in drag and still being menacing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like he's immersed, he's fully immersed, he's dancing his fucking heart out. He's empowered, like embodying the role, but you still just look at him, even though he's wearing fucking slacks and chucks underneath his dress. You're still just like, yeah, no, he's probably gonna kill me.
But he really plays it up as the sort of Scottish Lord, and God, there's like he's a unique person. He'd never get his likes again. You know what I mean? That was the end of the era.
Yeah,
and just embodied the whole role of Lord Summerisle.
Oh yeah.
But the story was absolutely believable.
Yeah.
You know, the crops failed and they had to sacrifice, and you know, all the villagers were all in on it. They wanted this sacrifice to happen, and you know, it gave the impression. One of the things that comes in my book, not to plug it again, The Mist in the Mountain, due out on Wednesday, is what happens in the village stays in the village.
Yeah.
And that's what it was with this island. They were all in on it, and they all loved this Lord Summerall because he was their leader, and it's just like this is really like I said, it was one of the first horror films that I saw, along with Saturday night on BBC Two, the triple bills of Hammer Horror, and it's just like, this is scary stuff, but
it's still believable today because there's still places like that. I know it's harder, especially over here, but one thing that did over here, which completely destroyed village life, was decided in was it the 70s? I know, let's move all the chavs, let's build council estates in villages, and let's move all scumbags out. And the good influence of the village will right their ways. And in a lot of small villages become absolute shitholes.
Yeah.
But down around the borders of Scotland as well, those bordered towns. I was going out with a girl from Kelso, and I happened to we're out walking one of the weekends. I was off, and there's this gang called the Kelso Massive, and everyone was afraid of them. And they're a bunch of wee scrope bags, and they're sort of swaggering about, and they had a phone, and they were playing Bross's "When Will I Be Famous?"
1988.
Acting like they're like hard nuts, and you're just like,
what the fuck?
Do you know, one of them, you wouldn't believe me if you had, and you had to be there. It's one of them. Is this happening in front of my eyes? And there's people still going, "Oh, Kelso Massive's about, oh, get in," I'm like, what? What is this? It's a strange place, but
there's a few things in it. Like when they're dancing around the maypole, they're actually supposed to be singing, and none of the kids' lips are moving. And there's a couple of other things like that where they're supposed.
That was a good song. From the seed becomes a tree, from the tree becomes a from by becomes a bird, becomes a nest, becomes a name.
All the music related to the film, didn't it? And it fitted in perfectly with even when what's she called? The girl who was semi-naked, Willow.
Semi-naked, she was throwing it all out there. It was brilliant.
Even her song when she was dancing in the bedroom and banging on the door.
Okay, that was totally a stunt butt, right? Like, it kept throwing me off because I'm like, I swear to God, that's not the same person. Anytime you get the full body view.
No, it's known to be a stand-in on that.
Yeah, it was like, that's an interesting choice. You think they would have had at least the same hairstyle?
Yeah, but the music in the pub.
Oh yeah, man! I fight the landlord's daughter. Love that shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing with this movie. The music is so over the top, but it fits so well. Like, I absolutely love it.
Yeah. I totally enjoyed all the stuff. Even at the end when they were burning the Wicker Man and they were all there singing, and they were joyous with it, which fitted in perfectly.
Yeah.
Because they saw the sacrifice as a joy, really, didn't they? That their crops were going to grow again, and they were all well into it.
But you're kind of like, how did they have? This is one thing that was sort of subtly put through it, which got glossed over a bit. Like, how were they able to do research and reach out if they're so isolated? But then they didn't quite give you the scale of Summer Isle apples that it was an industry. Like, that's what kept the island afloat, and that's how they had their isolation, because they had enough money that they didn't need to. Basically, they're making enough trade, and people are making enough money from them. They basically got left alone to do their own thing.
You'll have to just excuse me for 2 secs because it's 4:30. Do you know what 4:30 is? The dog. She wants her dinner, and I've made it up already.
All right.
Right now that he's gone, Jesus fucking Christ.
Dear.
She's on the ball. She is, this one. There we go.
Oh, see if I miss them two next door. If I don't put their seat in at like 7 o'clock, before they're looking at me, they're like waiting by the door, going, "What are you doing?"
All my shit asses are spoiled. They have automatic timed feeders because I got sick of having to wake up at 3 a.m. to feed them. It's like, whatever, I'll just spend the money on this shit. So we don't have to worry about that. We just have to fill it up every now and then.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole thing with Summer Isle apples, that was their whole industry. I mean, didn't quite get the scale of it.
But there is
Chris, I think 4:30 is supper, not second breakfast. That's just way too late for second breakfast.
Yeah. second breakfast was just brunch, just before lunchtime. Come on, because you have to have lunch and dinner. Like if you spend your whole day having breakfast, how are you going to fit the other meals in?
I mean, breakfast for dinner is pretty dope. Just saying.
Brunch. We had brunch yesterday. Yeah. So, yeah, we go to this little cafe that was on the finalist for best cafe in the whole of Wales. HORRORific, just to plug it, and they do strange concoctions like pancakes covered in Nutella, but with chocolate Oreo on top.
That's bizarre. That just sounds like a fucking party to me. Then again, I'm also a fat American, so
diabetes.
That's just one of them. But they call them stupid names like the fat slag and stuff like this. But they don't end it there. They say the fat slag's going down the harbour or something along those lines, And
that's
and you actually have to order it. Yeah, can I have the fat slags going down the harbour, please?
Well, there was this. It was called the Windmill. This cafe. When I was growing up, we had a caravan and a wee place called Malal, wee seaside town. That's where we basically spent our summer, And there's this cafe called the Windmill, and they had all the nudie postcards up on the wall, and like from 4 years on or onwards, you learned all the innuendos and the jokes. Like the old the pregnant woman and thing, even a small prick can cause a huge swelling, all those sort of jokes. You just had them up and nobody thought twice about it, and families come in and you just wonder if that place is still open.
We need more institutions like that. I feel like that's where the world's gone wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, forgetting to laugh?
Yeah. Oh. Definitely.
So everyone's a morose, miserable bastard today, and it's like, bloody hell.
I was telling Colin back on camera. I was in Starbucks in Bridgend, and when I give Oreo something to eat, like if I have a croissant or something like that, and I give her a piece, I make her go 5, and she actually sticks her paw up like that. And the bloke behind me misheard, and he thought I was making her go Heil, as in the Germans. Right? And he turned around so serious, and he went, "I can't believe," he says, "that you're making that dog beg to the German like." I says, "I'm not." I says, "I made her say 5. 5, 5." I suppose it does sound like Heil, doesn't it? If you mishear, Heil,
Jesus Christ.
5.
But that's people looking for that shit.
I was gonna say that's somebody that's wanting to be
being in all my humor. Then, I started doing it like in the German accent. So I was going 5. You will give me your paw, yeah? Like this, and really pissing him off.
No, people like that. That's what's wrong with the world, because they want it to be there. They're desperate for it.
Yeah. But, so funny.
But yeah, this is still a brilliant movie. I can't get over it.
It is, man. It holds up so well. And it's a perfect snapshot of an era, like of just brilliant British filmmaking. Like Christopher Lee, you said it earlier, I'll say it again. Like he was one of a kind. Absolutely amazing. And
of course there is a Lord Summerisle, and they actually had to get his his blessing to actually do this.
Yeah, I love that they put that, like, that's the intro to the movie. It's like that legitimizes this. That makes this more believable.
Yeah. But, no, I thought it was very, very good. And the villagers, they actually looked like real villagers. Like they were. That would be on a Scottish isle in the middle of nowhere, don't they? And
they weren't just like Londoners shipped in or something.
They weren't in posh T-shirts that you would get in London or something like that. They'd be all dressed in like shirts that looked like they'd been worn for years, and top buttons done up with no ties and stuff like that. And then one of the things that, especially as a kid, was when that woman put the frog in the girl's throat.
Yeah.
Take her sore throat away, wasn't it? And I thought you could just see that happening in real life over there. In somewhere as remote that was living in the past, really.
My mum still did that when we were growing up. She had her ring, and she'd do like a symbol. If I had got something in my eye, that was the thing. If you did a symbol to ward off demons or something, it wasn't even like one bit. It was just normal. Everybody did stuff like that. Everyone had a thing of doing a symbol, or like a pagan symbol.
Yeah. Kiss it better was my mum's thing. Oh, hurt my hand. Oh, kiss it better. Oh, it's better now.
Blood spills, bones jutting out, but yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, kiss it better.
No, it's funny. Most of those are gone now. That's the thing. Everything's just become so bland and homogenized. Little quirks, rituals that have been like through families for centuries are all basically wiped out now. And it's nobody believed it. That's the thing. It wasn't like people were going, "Oh, I'm going to cast the demons out from you." It was just a thing that was passed down generation to generation.
Well, it's funny, like over my side of the pond, like it's gone so far in the other direction, like the crystal worship and shit like that, where you just kind of want to throw a stick of deodorant at people when they start talking. It's like that used to be a thing, and then it wasn't, and now it's getting to the point where it's ultra that thing, and it's just unbearably stupid.
But it's the same human behavior. I believe that churches and religion serve a purpose. It gives the weak-minded somewhere to huddle. They need that. People that aren't fully formed human beings need to do the group huddle. So it needs to be something there.
Yeah, they're just trying to find community where they can, and that's the easiest, lowest hanging fruit.
Yeah, but the problem is, because I never found myself thinking that Christianity was a good thing, but what's replaced it is worse. Because you've got ultra paganism, and they are worse than the preachiest Christian you can ever encounter.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like I said, they've just replaced Amen with Blessed Be. Look at the woke crowd; they're just as hard. They're the Puritans. You know what I mean? They're just the opposite end of the other side of the coin of Puritans. You're a sinner. You're born with original sin. You'll never be purged of it. But pay me money to shout at you and talk about your guilt. It's all been done before. That was what the Templar Knights did. That was what Knights did. They went and paid a priest to bless them, to purge their guilt, and to give them a few gold coins. Same's happening. It's the same behavior. Humans are predictable. Humans fall into the same patterns. And the way that was set up with this movie, like they never talked about the Abrahamic religions doing sacrifice. Abraham himself was not the story. Abraham was...
Yeah, that's like literally the story.
The main story, right? Sacrifice your son.
Yeah.
So
then God comes down, just kidding, bro. It's cool. You don't need to kill yourself.
All right.
I just wanted to make sure that you'd follow my crazy ass words.
Yeah.
But Albert Woodward plays this so brilliantly. Even right at the very end, like that the final scene where he's been played as a patsy.
He poos his pants, doesn't he, at the end?
Yeah.
He's like, oh my God. and you could tell he's there thinking, I've believed in God, who's supposedly going to save me, and here I am, about, where is this God, so-called God that I've believed in, gone? Mm-hmm. I'm about to be burnt to death. Is this the end? So, and I suppose in a way, these Christian people would think, well, now's a good time for God to make a return, isn't it?
Right.
And, come back and save me, like.
But actually, Lord Somerville's character's like, I'm going to do you a massive favor. I'm going to make you a martyr.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And there's the highest accolade you can have. Like, you should be thanking me. Oh, cheers, mate. Yeah, I happen to like being alive. But the actual the way that's played out, because the whole premise of the story is, for those that haven't watched this,
Chris.
is Sergeant Howe is police officer from the mainland, and he's been sent an anonymous letter about a missing girl, and he's essentially gone over this island to find a missing girl. And as the plot progresses, it looks like the girl's about to be, used for a sacrifice because the crops failed, which is what this island relies on for its economy. And there was some strange rituals that happened that allow the apples to grow, because really they shouldn't be grown on the island in the first place. But it's allowed this island wealth, and that's what he's basically trying to do, is uncover this mystery and save this girl. As it unfolds, it looks like she's about to be sacrificed, and then we'll have this like race against time, and he's completely isolated. It's the technology of the day, so landlines and like radio signals can't carry, so CB radio back in. When did CB radio come into a thing? Because that was a bit of a game changer.
I used to operate one with my brother-in-law about late.
I had one in the 90s. I used to
70s. I used to go down in his shed, and where he had a CB radio. Because it was 79, because I was working at my uncle's timber yard on a Saturday, and during the school holidays. My handle was woodworm, so I must have been doing it about 78, 79.
So they were invented in 1949.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But they didn't become popular until the 70s.
Yeah.
So ships and that would have had it, but we're still.
So it goes back as far as 45 was when the first permit for it came out, like for private citizens.
But it was a boom in the set. So they didn't even have CB radios. They weren't a thing, widely popular or available. Probably an astronomical cost. It was only like major shipping lanes and that would have had it, or outposts, which makes sense. God, there was this electronic shop I used to go to in like the 80s, 90s, and that's all like the whole section on CB radios and that and various stuff and DJ equipment. It was like CB radios, DJ equipment.
Both the same kind of nerd.
Yeah, but that, I miss all that, because there's a bit of an exploration now. It's just that you get a square box, you get a rectangle that does stuff, and that's it. And you might get a newer rectangle that does the same stuff. But there's no excitement anymore of putting a piece of equipment. The only thing you can really do now is build a PC. That's it.
And then people mostly use laptops, don't they? I mean, I know these gamers sometimes use PCs, don't they? Gaming PCs are thousands of pounds each.
Yeah, but that's the only thing you can. Well, actually, you can, if you're building from scratch, you can do one for about 600 quid.
Yeah.
If you're going to buy the group, but that's the last thing now you can really build. Where you used to build, like you built your CB set, you got your 2 arms, you got your, your aerial, you got the right size for it and that, and you had it all set up. DJ equipment, even TV stuff and consoles, there's a bit of building stuff,
Back when I used to DJ, I made my own lights, and used to fit a thing on it. I used to make them flash. But yeah, I built my own light boxes because it was cheaper to build them than it was to buy them. But
yeah, people don't do that anymore, and that's We're definitely losing something. Right. Should I hit the... Because I want to snip this for later. I'm going to hit the intro again.
Just go back to the Wicker Man.
Mm-hmm.
The boat that was used to transport him from the plane to the mainland there was actually belonged to the island. It had the eye on the front, and it actually belonged to Summer Isle itself, or the island where it was. So there you go. Bit of info for you.
Yeah, it's... I like the way that they used the village, and it wasn't a set.
No.
And somehow the film crew managed...
as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
They used some of the houses like they were going in and out. It must have been some excitement amongst the village to think, hey, they're making a film about us, and yeah. Yeah,
that last scene as well, that's still harrowing today.
Dude, it's so fucking just the claustrophobia, the pure terror of it. It's so good. So very good.
Yeah. And even like I said, Edward Woodward, he plays the part of getting burnt and realizing that he's not going to escape this so well, and there is a look of terror on his face. And then of course he stands out quoting the Bible still, and then he goes, "Lord, why have you forsaken me?" You then begin to think, is he done away with his Christianity?
No, it was "Don't forsake me" because I'm unshriven. So because he's being technically part of a pagan ritual.
Yeah,
he's seeing himself as being unholy, even though he hasn't changed, but just by taking part in this, so he hasn't been. It's back to the whole Christian burial thing, isn't it? That whole, if you're not buried in hollow ground, then your soul disappears somewhere.
Yeah.
Christian mythology is actually fun. There's some good storytelling there. It's like anything, though. You take it too seriously, or you start getting zealous about it, then it's frightening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they used to have cars in the Bible because it said that Jesus rode up in his triumph.
As Christian channels start descending upon us.
Sorry. I'll be doomed forever.
That's all right. My ticket's bought first.
Right. It's like let him come.
Yep. Right. So let's step into another vault because because whoa.
This
Oh, sorry, I clicked the button too early. That's twice I've done that now.
Oh man. So yeah, this is definitely a movie.
Death by Chocolate.
So The Wicker Tree, 2011. The same director, the same production company, British Land.
Yeah, I don't understand.
What the hell went wrong with this?
Yeah, it's like they couldn't pick a tone for the movie, so they just kind of went TV movie. It is like that's what it felt like. It felt like a really bad made-for-TV movie.
I read that Christopher Lee was actually on the cast list, but he got injured before filming, and he had to pull out, and that's why Graham McTavish was supposed to play another part in the movie, and they sort of moved on sideways. So Graham McTavish sort of knew the script, and he got to play the main protagonist then. So
I honestly
thought he was just driving past one day. I thought he just happened to be driving past him.
He probably was. He's like, "Oh, looks like a failing set. I should probably stop and help."
Yeah.
I feel like that was probably for the better because Christopher Lee would have been in a completely different movie than everybody else.
Yeah, he would have panned it. he would have probably taken out legal action, did not get it.
Yeah.
Put on the screens, wouldn't he?
And he has been in some interesting things, and he's not afraid to abase himself, as we've seen in other movies.
Yeah.
Like The Curse of Frankenstein, he's not afraid to be like treated like a dog. You know, he'll play the part. He's not one of them stuck-up people.
Yeah.
Right. So, having watched this now, if a gun was put to your head, Nick Cage remake or this?
I would take the remake.
Yeah, I'd take the remake.
No question.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I'll ever watch this again unless my wife's curiosity gets the better of her. Because I told her, I was like, this was terrible. This is fucking worse than the remake that you don't remember. But I saved it in my queue just in case you want to fucking go down.
I wouldn't even make my worst enemy watch this.
You made us to watch it. You shut up, bastard.
Yeah, what the fuck are we then? Shit.
We were in blissful ignorance, Stephen.
Yeah,
you didn't even know it existed, did you?
That's what I said.
Yeah,
that's what blissful ignorance is.
What, 13 years old? Never knew it existed.
This was brushed under the carpet. This is like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Let's bury this and forget it never happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What drugs were taken, do you reckon?
Hey?
What drugs were taken in the writing room?
Oh,
none of the good ones. Definitely none of the good ones.
I don't think even if they had taken the good ones, it would have been any good.
Right? It's just like, how the fuck do you get this? Especially like, how do you tie in a police officer goes to secluded island to investigate a missing person? How does that tie into dumb hick Americans go to Scotland for a 2-year missionary quest?
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck do those two even go together?
Yeah. How many Scots do you know?
Well, that's the thing too. It's like, oh, this is a secluded Scottish village, and there's like 10 people, and that's it. It's like there's more people than that in a fucking village, for Christ's sake.
But it was meant to start off in Glasgow, and it's like, we're going to talk about Christianity in fucking Glasgow. It's like,
yeah,
you know, Glasgow.
They would have just gone, "Stu, you jabba."
I was like, you know, the whole, like, Glasgow gives Belfast a run for its money when it comes to sectarianism.
Mm.
The whole Protestant Catholic thing, you know, it's ultra, you know, it's not whether you're a Christian, it's what type of Christian. And if you aren't the other type of Christian, then you're getting your head smashed in. Like, proper, like, hardcore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was pretty confused about that myself. Like, I don't really know much of the landscape out there, like the cultural landscape, but it's like, wait, these people are fucking Christians. Like, what the fuck? Why are they going there for missionary work? That's like Mormon missionaries coming and doing missions in Utah. It's like, I don't feel like you're hitting the right demographic there, champ.
Yeah. But God, I still talk about my mom still talks to me back in the day about Ina. This is the Mormons got in 1972. The Normans got her, you know, they got her, and she went away to live with them, and they came over here and they got her, and that's old talk.
The one of the funny things I saw in this movie was the lad Steve, who's supposedly American. Well, suddenly I noticed it because obviously I'm from the West Country. I thought, he's got a West Country accent.
Yeah, he did definitely slip a few times.
Sometimes he come out with this broad West Country accent, even though he's supposed to be like American. And I thought, he's from the bloody West Country.
See, I'll be honest. By the time I actually started getting into this movie, it's like, whatever. I'm 4 beers deep. I have already, partaken in certain medications. So I was pretty twisted up, and it's like, okay, did I just catch him speaking a different accent? No, I'm clearly fucked up right now. So glad that was not me.
I don't get the whole premise of, right, Beth. What was that character meant to be?
What was any of this meant to be?
Pop singer, wasn't it? Some singer or something or other, wasn't she?
A pop singer that became a gospel
singer.
Yeah, she found Jesus, and now she needs to sing for Jesus.
But the limo and stuff, you're like, what is this?
Yeah, it was interesting decision.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
How could you? I mean, the casting of Graham McTavish. He's not the world's best actor, is he? I don't know if you ever saw him in Rambo, but he was supposed to be a Marine in Rambo, a mercenary, and he was absolutely awful. And as soon as I saw, like when I first saw this, I thought Graham McTavish in he's no Christopher Lee. It's like, it's like they were scraping the barrel for the cast in this one.
I didn't even look at the budgets for these movies. But
was there a budget?
Probably not. There was a charity box at the way end of the studio.
You didn't find it out?
No, I didn't even look it up because it was just like, I don't care. What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
There's a cynicism about this as well, which is really annoying. Because there's this other weird plot about McTavish's character running a nuclear power plant that poisoned the water.
Mm-hmm.
That old chestnut of the
holy shit
90s acid rain.
This was an almost $8 million budget.
Oh bloody hell!
Oh, the washing machine was going there.
How much did it take?
Yeah, so I'm looking it up right now, and it was $7.75 million was the budget. It's like, where did it go?
That's one.
Was it to get Christopher Lee? Because
what the had was like about $3 million of that on a fishing line.
Right. Oh fuck, that's funny. So yeah, the injury for Christopher Lee, apparently that happened on set. He tripped over some power cables, and that's how he just kind of got cut out of the movie.
He probably thought this is shit.
This is just.
It's like, I'll not put a claim out. Just let me out of my contract so I can walk away.
Okay, all right. You guys want to hear the alternate titles? So we got The Riding of the Laddie, Mayday, and Cowboys for Christ. Like, what the fuck? It's like, if your movie is going to be called any of those things, minus Mayday. Mayday could go either way. Yeah. But Cowboys for fucking Christ, like, you know you're doing something wrong.
They did not know what they were making here.
No.
I don't get it. I don't get what the point of this was. This could have just been another movie, like just a random movie, but yeah.
Well, the fucking crazy thing is apparently they had set up a third movie. Like there was going to be a third one in this series, but luckily he died.
A trilogy.
Oh, yeah. God.
Yeah.
No.
The Wrath of the Gods is that was the working title for the.
Well, they had a man, they had a tree.
Wicker basket.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, trying to save the souls of Glasgow. I just love the way, and it was still in the same village, like it's down the street.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you've seen Trainspotting.
Yeah, I love Trainspotting.
The pub scene.
Which one?
The one with the American appears and goes, "Hey guys, can I use your restroom?"
Oh yeah, and he goes in after him, doesn't he? And yeah.
That would have been this. If they had actually been in Glasgow, that should have been this.
Yeah.
Scene of those two.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would do that in my hometown if somebody like that came in. I'd beat the fuck out of them. Like, just so out of place.
Just strange. And why didn't they just get married before they went?
Yeah, it's an interesting choice because I mean that's not unheard of for married couples to go on missions. At all. That's normal. So weird. So weird.
The film was a bit of a bonk fest, though, as well, wasn't it? That couple who wanted to do it 5 times and then 6 times, and
but that was what was the point of Lolly's character? Was that just her to bring some boobs and?
I believe so. I believe
things?
so.
They probably thought, well, what's her name done it in the last film? Was it Britt Eklund?
Britt Eklund, yeah.
Yeah. How can we top that?
Yeah.
Let's bonk in the river
and then keep the police.
Yeah, the
police
one
constable. Cop. Yeah.
Because apparently
keep him distracted so he doesn't look into anything.
Yeah.
Here's your job. It's like,
yeah, but that's the thing. That was only one day, because that's what she kept talking about. Was like, 5 or 6 times in one day. It's like, that's not like, okay. What's the timeline of this movie? How long is everything going on for? That a cop being distracted for one day is gonna set this chain of events into place. What the fuck?
Which. If it was like the Wicker Man, everybody would be in on it anyway, even the cops. So it's like, why?
Yeah, it didn't make any fucking sense.
Nothing makes sense in this.
Like I had my undivided attention on this movie. I know I missed parts because it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like I would realize that I just missed the last like 3 or 4 minutes that I watched. It just went somewhere.
I zoned out. I at a certain point, I don't know whether it was 25, 30 minutes into this, I zoned out because it was just going scene to scene to scene. Nothing joined up. Nothing. And the whole cynicism about, we'll just use religion. I was like, you don't, that doesn't even make sense.
It was just pointless, and you just didn't understand at the end what the point of it was. Whereas the Wicker Man was all about the sacrifice for the apples. This was like, have they made this movie just for the sake of making it? Robin Hardy hoping to make some big bucks out of it, because he's going to fail dismally.
Is it because he didn't have the book this time to go by?
Yeah, probably. He didn't have somebody else's successful writing to lean on.
Yeah. Who else have we seen that with? Game of Thrones. Oh, no more anymore. What do we do?
Have you actually heard of the term as well? The laddie. Is that actually? I've never heard of it.
No, not the laddie, just laddie's a term.
Oh, laddie, yeah.
I love the butler in this, I'm up the oxters and shite.
Yeah. He was cutting up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like tries to have a level of decorum, and really no.
He becomes a biker. He goes from butler to biker. Yeah, Christopher Lee was running away. He realized what the absolute shit fest this movie was going to be, and he ran.
Yeah.
That's the official story. He tripped, an accident, but he's like, get me out of here.
I believe it.
No, we talked about the music in the first one.
Yeah, the polar opposites with this one.
This is just
awful.
Let's do the opposite. Let's make the music horrible.
Yeah, let's just do a whole bunch of pop
country and western.
It's just
not even that, was it?
So fucking bad.
Yeah.
And then the whole like imaginary person projection shit that they would do during the music. It's like, what the fuck is this? Like she's trying to turn off the TV or turn the volume down, and then she turns and looks, and it's her as her old self. And it's like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
It's like, is she hallucinating? Do they get slipped something? Nope, just fucking weird.
What were they pasting her with when she was laying naked on the table?
It was just food. It's just she was covered in just a bunch of fruit and stuff, and it's like, what the fuck? Are we gonna see this? Is this like foreshadowing? Nope. That's just how he dreams about his partner. Is he wants to eat fruit off of her? I guess. So fucking weird.
Yeah.
And I love the way she was in her. What was it? They're in a hotel room, and
yeah, that's some cushy fucking missionary work. Like they have their own rooms and they're drinking champagne after one fucking gig. It's like, man, sign me up for that shit. Fuck.
Yeah, I'll say the magic words if that's what I'm going to get. And I'll not believe it like Lemons, because what the hell?
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I couldn't quite get a reading on them. Like, do they actually believe this shit? Do they not? Because it's like clearly they're both born again Christians. So I mean, well, I guess never mind. That kind of says it all right there. But yeah, it was weird, that dynamic. Like, do they care? Do they not care? Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, I know it's the same as even the Lord here. I can't remember what Lord he was, but McTavish's character. He didn't believe. You know, he's just saying, "Oh, this is a good tool." It's like, no, that's a bit of hard work to cover something up. I don't think the polluters of the 80s did that. They just told lies. They didn't start cults.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like with the first one, it makes sense because it's a lived-in religion. You know, for at least a couple of generations. So
it's
even if Christopher Lee's character didn't fully believe in it, that's still the practice was there. The culture was there. It made sense. And yeah, with McTavish's character, it's just like, yeah, these people are fucking idiots.
Twirling mustache, you know.
Yeah.
But even the story in the first one, like, you know, they believe in the phallic symbol and everything, and you saw the naked girls, and you dancing around the fire. And this one, it's a load of naked lads, wasn't it? Near the end, it was like
it was like, do you know them street performers? The ones that like beat drums and stuff.
The fire,
yeah, you know those type. Not carnival performers, but you know, like the modern ones that are boring.
Yeah,
and they do body paint. That's what it reminded me of. It's like they got a troop of them Muppets in.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely confused. This movie genuinely confused me. It's not even that I hated it. It's just that I genuinely didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah. Well, and then with the end, like, she's skinned and turned into a porcelain doll. Like, but she's not skinned because we get the one instance of the person where she goes to touch the hand, it crumbles, and the skeleton's underneath. So it's like, what the fuck are they actually doing?
Yeah.
And like, oh, we're going to loosen up the skin by basting her. It's like, what the fuck? Like, you guys are just trying to have a scene where we're staring at her ass is all. Like,
and she's not that attractive. Like, she is not. Like, there's nothing there. Like, Lolly's character was cool. She had a bit of, bit of zazz about her. But this,
well, and she wasn't believable as like a pop singer, like at all. Like she didn't have the gravitas. She didn't have like any
arrogance.
Yeah, it was really, really weird.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole May Queens thing. When did Midsummer come out? Because if they stole the plot for this,
Midsummer was 2018, I think.
18.
All right, okay. So there's
2019. Yeah.
All right, it's entirely possible that Midsummer stole the plot from this. Man, better. Which
they fucking did it.
Well, they did it. Yeah, it was still daft, but
yeah,
it's the same sort of premise. I don't know. And basically they replicated the fox hunt. That's the whole thing of the chasing the laddie thing. They just had basically a fox hunt. But I don't know. I just didn't buy into it, and the whole don't let anybody tell you how to ride. Wah-ha-ha-ha, this will come up later. And then she's like, come this way. Weird. It's not a I'm still not telling anybody how to ride. And you're just like, oh, for fuck's sake. This was painful. This was a painful movie to watch.
It really was. It was so.
But if you remember in the first one at the end, a lot of them had these pagan masks on.
Yeah.
And in this one, they were just dressed like Tarzan.
Yeah,
this was dead. They were street performers.
Yeah, that was the weird thing. Like, it didn't. It's like, how does this tie into the cult? Like, what the fuck?
I really expected them to go, oh. Yeah, it's just like
some did, some didn't. And I just got the impression the nudity in this was used just for nudity's sake.
Yeah, none of it actually made sense. I mean, outside of the whole seduction scene in the stream, it was just gratuitous nudity, which isn't a bad thing, but
it put in the right context. It has to be done in the right context, doesn't it? In a well-written, scripted story. Otherwise, it's just like doing it for the sake of it. It's like these horror films that just kill for the sake of killing, just for the blood and gore factor. This.
Well, it reminds me back when I covered the Slumber Party Massacre movies. First one, the nudity was used absolutely brilliantly. Second one, not so bad, but the third one, I was just like, oh.
Like, here's an excuse.
And it was just so tiresome that it had the opposite effect. You're just like, huh, okay. We'll not talk about that other one. Fuck you, Colin.
Well, see, here's the thing. I've got what's called a sense of humor, and I like happiness, so I really enjoyed it. Well, yeah, no, this was a bizarre fucking watch, and I feel like I lost some brain cells having consumed it.
Yeah.
Tavish got burnt at the end, didn't he?
Yeah, well, I was expecting Beth to just girl boss her way out of it. 2010, around about that time for the girl boss, to arrive.
Yeah.
Which is the most disingenuous trope for women ever.
Perhaps if she was going to get burnt, she would have started singing to them. They would have gone, "No, we're running away."
That would, like Mars Attacks, that would have been brilliant.
Right.
Or what do you call it? Don't forget don't mess with the Zohan.
Oh yeah.
Where they did the joint. Yeah, that would have been cool. Like, they didn't know whether to make this a comedy or a satire or a cynical look.
That's what you said to me, wasn't it? You didn't know if it was a comedy or.
That's the thing. Like, I feel like if he had leaned into that, it would have been bearable. But the problem was this movie was set up as a direct sequel, and it was set up to have the same tone as the original, but it didn't at all. Like, at all.
And what I would understand if it was a different director, different production company got the rights and did it, fair enough. But when you have the same production company and director who knew how powerful the first one was, what the hell?
Yeah, such a weird decision.
But if you think it was done just after Nicolas Cage's remake, did he see the remake and thought, I can do better than this? And
all he had to do was stick to the original plan.
Yeah.
Just ignore that remake. Like, this was not even if it had been in that universe, for example, of say the remake, they could have done a better job. But there's no tone in this. There is no vision. There's no. It's just scene to scene of disjointed stuff. And the dialogue doesn't even come together. The music doesn't come together. There is no story.
The acting is terrible.
Yeah,
it's fucking atrocious.
Yeah.
Like, the only one that I believed was Lolly. Everybody else is just.
As I said, I'm not a great fan of Graham McTavish anyway, and I've never seen him in anything good. This has just sealed his fate, really.
Yeah, you see, it's one of them. You see his name, you're like, nah, I'm out.
See, I'm the polar opposite. I see his name and I get excited. Like, when I was going through the credits before the movie started, I'm like, oh, cool, Graham McTavish is in this. This should be fun.
Yeah.
And boy, was I wrong.
Even Christopher Lee's scene was awkward.
Yeah, they should have just completely cut that out. I mean, I understand why they didn't, because they got to justify the paycheck that they had to give him. But yeah, it brought nothing to the table.
And there's a weird CGI thing about this. Did anybody else get that impression?
Mm-hmm.
That there's like a strange CGI lens over the top of this.
Yeah, I hated the crow vision. Like that was.
God,
why? It's like, where the fuck is this going? Like, is this relevant at all? And the answer is no, not at all.
There was a thing I read on the with the crow is Steve had a pair of red and blue shorts on, and in the crow's eyes it was just blue. So you actually saw the reflection of him wearing a pair of shorts, and it was all blue, and they were actually red and blue. So,
wow. My whole mind's changed now about the movie. What a masterpiece.
Yeah, it was such a weird decision.
I want you to go and watch it again, Colin, and
no,
watch it more in depth.
How about I don't?
Yeah.
Here's an idea. How about I just don't? I just forget this movie ever happened.
That's what I'm going to be working on. I'm really going to be trying hard to forget this movie ever happened.
Yeah, bring it on, Tremors 56.
Yeah, do you know what? At least I have
Sign me up for that shit.
Even ripping them apart is more enjoyable than this. Was painful. I mean, I hurt.
See, the difference between this kind of movie and Tremors like 372, they know what the fuck they're making. This motherfucker did not.
Yeah.
And if you're burnt out and doing weird shit by number 2, you don't have much of a franchise there.
Yeah. I mean...
The Wicker Rosebush.
Trevor 56, same. Do you know there's an entire dedicated fan base to the Tremor series?
I
mean fanatic.
I can believe that, yeah.
We've spoken to Levi, one of the main podcasters, but there's a whole series of channels, and they're like the Browncoats and Firefly. Like, they're that dedicated.
I believe it.
We kind of made
on get that with any sort of fandom, so that's not surprising.
Like, legit love. So I don't see any Wicker files or Wicker baskets. What would they call themselves?
I can't imagine there'd be any.
I've just read that the music for Wicker Tree, which is probably where a lot of the budget went, was done by the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. That would have cost them.
I saw that at the end. Yeah, that's half your budget gone.
Yeah, if not more.
Yeah,
and it didn't even lend its like anything to the movie.
It wasn't. It was like one of those things. Like someone composed something and they went, "Oh, we'll use that." You know,
it's like a Reddit forum, isn't it? You know, like, here's the first line. Next person carries on. Boom, boom. Right. Let's film this shit. Do you reckon this was a film commission tax funded thing? That I'm convinced the laundry machine was on at full wash in this.
Another one. We watched one of them the other day, didn't we? The Russian Bride.
Oh God, yeah.
Was it made $7,000 at the box office, didn't it? In cost.
God damn.
No, it was less than that, wasn't it?
So 5,000 at the box office, and it was made in like 19. It was a few million budget. It was
Jesus Christ,
60 million or something like that. It was a sizable budget.
It's like, no, it was 2,995, wasn't it?
It was a stupid amount. It was just
check it out, Cameron. It's called The Russian Bride.
God, that was.
Yeah, that read the log line. That seems like a choice.
I liked the film, and it just went a bit weird, didn't it? So,
but there you go. That was a movie. That was an experience. That was something on screen.
It was absolutely something.
I've got to yet come up with a worse one then, have I, for you to watch?
Shit.
If you've gone back over since this podcast started, we have plumbed the depths.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this isn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but this is up there, definitely up there.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I couldn't even think of a reason to press play on this again.
Yeah,
I would go to bed early. You know, it's one of those nights of right. I've nothing to do. I've nothing to read. Nothing to work on. Will I watch a Wicker Tree or will I just go to bed? So, nah,
yeah, bed definitely sounds like a much better idea.
Yeah.
Will I go watch some paint dry?
I'm just looking to see what you said. Is it and at the end of the film they've done an in memoriam of Edward Woodward. No.
He'd be turning in his grave if he thought he was associated with us. He'd be like, no.
Art for Noise. So there was looks like there was a bit of funding from an art company, Art for Noise, Prime Focus. Possibly a bit of funding from somewhere.
The wash machine's going full spin in this one. Yeah.
There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, including the British Lion, 7 funders for this. 7 large funders, anyway.
Yeah, it's like the more banners you see before a movie, the less likely it's going to be good.
No, at each studio, okay, you're taking from minute 10 to minute 25, right? You're jumping on here, and no, you're not getting the script beforehand. Just jump on, do your thing, and here's the actors. You tell them what to say.
Yeah, so, I like these films that say, just for instance, a Colin Martin production of a Colin Martin film, produced by Colin Martin, directed by Colin Martin, music by Colin Martin. Everything's the same person.
So there's a reason for that, and that's because at least stateside, if I remember correctly, it's basically it goes against certain codes to just say a film by, and then that person takes all the credit because of the individual unions. So if you're a member of multiple unions, it has to be broken down individually. Otherwise, you get fined like a motherfucker. Now, don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what I've heard. Because I remember listening to a podcast where Adam Green was talking about something similar with like Hatchet. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why.
That's what we have to do soon.
Dude, I will fucking just come all over the camera if you want for like an hour. Like I fucking love that franchise so goddamn much.
But there's one Steve wants to do, which is we'll talk about after the stream.
Okay.
Because that's why I held off on it, because if you got left out, that's when you'd be annoyed.
After watching this, right, I can't wait for Carry On Screaming.
Yes. That's happiness.
Oh, that is fun. Cameron, have you seen Carry On Screaming?
I'm not sure.
Probably. Are you aware of the Carry On series of films? Right, it's a British 60s thing. It's a product of its era and time.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, no, I haven't seen those.
They tried to make them again in the 90s and failed because it's just they couldn't replicate the magic.
Holy shit! There's 31 movies.
Yeah.
God damn. That sounds fun.
And it was things like Barbara Windsor, who had quite a large set of breasts. They were there doing exercises like this, and suddenly her bra flew off, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you never actually saw anything, obviously. But she went like this. And of course, back in the 60s, was oh my god, her bra fell off. It's like.
Man, yeah.
It's just sexual innuendo from start to finish. It's
looking at these posters, man. I'm definitely sold.
They took every sort of film and made a parody. Funny.
Oh my god, Carry On Emmanuel. That's a fucking crossover and a half. Holy shit.
Carry On Screaming was all to do with like the Frankenstein stroke werewolf type thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like the Universal Monsters,
Yeah. Carry On Doctor was all about the hospitals. And they had Carry On Cabby. God. Carry On Up the Khyber, which is another one of my favourites. About the Scottish regiment, wasn't it? And they were all wearing underpants. How dare you? You know, the Scottish regiment always wears nothing under their kilts. Yeah. Bunga Din, wasn't it? The guy who was.
I wonder if people start looking at those again and they start freaking out.
Oh, God,
there's some spicy stuff in it.
Get them banned from the TV, isn't it?
God, that used to be every weekend. Like, you could play that every weekend.
Yeah.
Carry On movies. You always did a run on. Great.
BBC don't show them anymore, really.
Yeah. What do they show? Bastards. God, there's an institution needs to just get fucking put out of its misery.
Yeah.
But anyway, on a happy note, yeah, that was that's been an interesting one.
You don't have to.
That's it. We'll go through the pain. Thanks for stitching us up, Steve. That was
Right.
Oh, you bastard. Don't buy his book. It's shit.
You're lucky I was here today. I was nearly not able to make it, you know. But then I thought, I've got to be on it.
You got to answer for yourself.
Yeah, this is your fault. You need to
hear what they're going to say about me.
Yeah, this would have been a live stream at your house.
Yeah, our review would have just been like, you know what? Fuck him. Forces me to watch this shit, then can't even be here to talk about it.
Yeah. No, you stand by your phone. If you suggest it, you have to stand by it. That's the rules. But there you go, everyone. Hope you had a laugh. If nothing else. Just amazing how like so many elements of the same, yet two completely different experiences. Just mental.
Yeah. Don't know how they went that wrong.
We'll never know. But there you go, folks. Steve, thanks for coming on, mate. As always, we are back on tomorrow to talk about Dr. Terror, House of Horrors.
Class film. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, excellent. And there's stuff. Check out, keep up with the Italy channel, do the typey clicky things.
Do all the stuffs.
Yeah, do the stuff, do the things. And until next time, folks, keep it creepy, keep it horrific.